Hey guys, welcome back to another Let's Play episode. It's been a month that we've been playing on this world, and I'm super happy with the progress we've made so far. I really like all the different builds we added into this spruce village, and I love that we all connected using some path. Definitely makes me happy to log on to this world, because I really like what we have created here. Okay, so last episode we didn't decorate this part because I wasn't sure what to put in it, but now I am sure, so let's build a magic fountain. Alright, so the fountain is finished. It's not a big build, it's just a small decoration to add some life into our world, but it actually has some functionality. So if I have a bucket and I want to fill it with water, I could use just a boring water source, but I could also use this magic fountain. So I just throw in an empty bucket and there is a water bucket that's gonna fly out. Also gives us a satisfying jingle when it's ready to fill another one. So this redstone contraption was made by Zedaph. He made it in season 7 of Hermitcraft, and I love the idea so much of just over-engineering filling a water bucket. I decided to recreate it here. Okay, so a little time has passed since that last clip. Just done some cleaning up around the world. I've added some decoration around the fountain, just a little path of deep slate, and I've added some crops on the sides, also next to the waterfall. And if we head into our starter base, which is now the house that is hosting all the librarians, well, I've just sorted them because I was running after the book that I was looking, and I just couldn't find the right villager as always. So yeah, pretty much all the trades at 1 emerald, so we have a steady supply of enchanted books whenever we want. Also, if we head down, hello Maverick, that's our god cat, and he's also very cute. I also kinda decorated this place. I moved all the nomad chests that I have around the world. I didn't sort them all because it would take a lot of work. Also added a little waterfall that goes into the pond. And also added the dripstone farm because I need some for a future build. Actually, I'm getting like 0.002 dripstone every 24 hours, which is very efficient. Something's been bugging me, like my armor is looking really rusty, so just gonna grab my axe and remove it. Okay, that's much better. So now we can get back into action. Speaking of which, I want to make a big room under this place. So first off, we're gonna need to dig a very big hole. I got my pickaxe ready, so let's go. Big hole has been dug, but what is it for? So actually, I want to make an enchanting room. So not for the librarians or for book storage, but an actual redstone contraption that will help us enchant tools and armor. Okay, so it took a bit, but first module has been built. So right now it looks a bit big and complicated, but it's actually very simple once you break it down. So this one is made for sword enchanting. And basically I get to choose what enchants I want on my sword. So if I want knockback, I just flick a lever, or if I prefer smite or sharpness, I can choose between the two. Or if I also want fire aspect. So I'm just making my selection with the levers, and whenever I'm ready, I just press the button, and I receive all the books and the sword. Okay, so for this selection, I only use sharpness, and I didn't choose knockback or fire aspect. So I should only get the normal sword enchants and sharpness, and that's about it. So now if I want another one with knockback, smite, and fire aspect, I just have to flick the lever. And I'm getting the books. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. Then I just use an anvil and I can craft my perfect sword. So if you want to see things in more detail, we can take a look behind. So we have a sword in a dropper with a hopper facing it. And the sword outputs a signal with a comparator. And the lever controls where the sword is. If I flick the lever, it goes in the hopper and it gets locked and stays there, which unpowers this comparator, and the redstone line continues and goes into a sticky piston, which when it is extended, it extends the redstone line from above and it gives fire aspect. If the piston isn't extended, the redstone line is going to stop there and we don't get fire aspect. So this line is the one from the spruce button, to request the books. It gives you all the goodies that you selected. So these droppers always get powered because it's the enchants that you use for every sword. It's unbreaking, mending, sweeping edge, looting, and there's also the sword, of course. So up there we have another variable. It's if the piston is extended, it cuts the redstone line and make it so smite doesn't get dropped in the mix. So if I go back and flick the lever real quick and I choose sharpness, this piston is pushed now, and so the dropper won't get powered when the button line is powered. But if we move to the sharpness dropper, this one is now free to be powered, so we get sharpness instead of smite. And same for the last one. This one is for knockback. On a bit more compact because I had to fit in a small space. But same idea, just the redstone line continues depending if you flick the lever up or down. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. So the sword enchanting is one of the most complicated one because it has more variable with knockback and fire aspect. So the rest should be a little easier to build. So we have 7 other modules like this to build, so I better get going. Okay, so that took way longer than I anticipated. I'm definitely gonna dream about placing redstone tonight, but at least it's all finished. I've also moved the villagers that I've used for stocking the tools and armors down here. And also brought some iron from the iron farm to trade with them. They're all cured villagers, so most of the tools are for 1 emerald. I also brought a fletcher for the bows and the crossbows. Then on this side we have another contraption from Zedaph. This is his infamous water closet. So it's basically just an amazing way to store armor stands, and I really love it. And this is where I would put my trident, if I had one. Now that all the redstone is in place and working, we're gonna decorate this place. Yoink! Hang on a sec. Did the dripstone farm trigger? Ooh! Now we're finally getting rich. And there you go, little buddy. A little pond for yourself. So the cave looking good. It's a bit busy, but you know I like to over detail everything. I also decked out the armor stands, give them poses. So this one is sad, this one is confident, and this one is part of his crossbow. But yeah, that's a really cool contraption for sure. So thank you so much, Zedaph. I don't have much to offer in return, but maybe this potato? Wait, actually I could use that one. You can have my empty bucket. And in the meantime, I'll be waiting for your cease and desist letter in the mail. So I have no idea where I've put my fortune pick, so I'm just gonna make a new one. The lever is already put on fortune, so I just have to press it. And there we go. Fortunate Son, because I love the song. So yeah, in the blink of an eye, we made the maxed out pickaxe, just like that. Very amazing. Thank you for the pearls. So maybe some of you are familiar with ender porters. So if I put an ender pearl in stasis like this, and then I go down, and I want to go back up, but I'm afraid of ladders, I can just press this button, and boom, I'm back up again. Right now I only hooked it so it goes back up. But you know, you can imagine if I have all these buttons that would take me to places in the world. The range is a bit limited, but you can do 100 blocks or so almost instantly, which is really great. And if you're actually curious how it works exactly, so when I press this button, the redstone line continues and it goes into this bubble column. So it makes a short pulse thanks to this sticky piston, which pushes the salt sand block. And then the same line with the bit of delay pushes the salt sand immediately back. So it shifts the bubble column just a space of a second. So if we go back up, so we have an observer looking at the bubble column, and when the bubbles are broken, so the line goes on and then powers this block, which then powers the repeater, which turns the torch off. And when the trapdoor touches the pearl, it teleports you back. Also powers this dust, which gives you an ender pearl. And also goes on this line, which powers the piston. That is gonna cut the line so the trapdoors only does the quick flap and doesn't stay closed on when you teleport. Okay, so that's gonna do it for this week's episode. Really happy that we got to work our brains a little this time. Thank you so much for watching. Leave some feedback down below if you have some. And as for next week, I already have a little idea.